Hi guys, I am live here at the DI Hub where I'll have more information about the Haymakers Farmers Market.
Experts say there might be long-term impacts following the East Palestine train derailment. More information to follow.
Hong Kong is dropping its mask mandate. What this means for the city.
Today might have the perfect excuse to have breakfast for dinner. How to celebrate National Pancake Day ahead.
This is TV2 News.
Good Tuesday evening in Portage County, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm Nuried Hurtado.
And I'm Josh Aponte.
We start tonight with the first on-campus farmers market of the semester.
Our reporter Gabby Jonas is in the DI Hub right now. Hi Gabby, how's it looking around there?
Hi guys, yes, I'm here live at the Haymakers Farmers Market located inside the DI Hub, and as you can see behind me, there are a variety of 18 different vendors here today. We're seeing popcorn, nuts, plants, and even some vegan and gluten-free friendly options. I'm here today with Shannon from Bloom Natural Nourishment. Hi Shannon, how are you doing today?
I'm doing very well, thank you.
So what has been your experience here today at the Haymakers Farmers Market?
It's been a very positive experience so far today. It's my first time actually ever being on campus or being in Kent for a market event. So yeah, very positive.
And what's your favorite part about doing farmers markets and just being a vegan-friendly option for students in general?
My favorite part is definitely being able to provide something that I know that I didn't have when I first went vegan. I had to self-educate and I had to really figure out what I was doing. I didn't have a lot of options, so I like to be able to provide something easy and accessible for people that might not always expect to find it in this place.
Thank you so much, and good luck with your business here today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you so much. Yeah, and if you do plan on coming out here today at the DI Hub for the Haymakers Farmers Market, you can purchase any products today with either cash card or even some Apple Pay friendly options. Reporting here live at the DI Hub for the Farmers Market, I'm Gabby Jonas, TV2 News. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Gabby. March is Women's History Month, and Kent State has many events to celebrate and recognize women throughout this whole month. Kent State kicked off with a workshop about salary negotiation for faculty and staff, and the next one will be for students on March 7th at 3 p.m. Also, the Center of Undergraduate Excellence will have an International Women's Day celebration on March 8th. Kent State has more events the rest of the month, and you can find the whole schedule at kent.edu/Women's Center/Women's History Month.
The American Red Cross is hosting a blood drive on campus. All donors will receive incentives, including t-shirts and gift cards. There is a link on Kent State's website to secure a spot to donate. The drive will be held Wednesday, March 1st from noon to 6 p.m. in room 310 in the Student Center.
Good evening, Portage County. I'm Abby Forbes, your Tuesday weather anchor. And it's been kind of gray and gloomy outside, and it doesn't look like those clouds will part anytime soon. Let's take a look. So currently in Kent, it is 40 degrees, and it does feel just as it is outside right now. It feels like it's 40 degrees outside. The wind is going 2 miles per hour, so there's a little wind chill, but obviously not that much since it feels exactly what it is. So looking more into tonight and into tomorrow morning, after the show, 7 p.m., it's going to be 38. It's going to drop a little bit. Around midnight, it's going to drop to freezing at 32. And then in the morning, it's going to get back up to 35 because tomorrow it is going to get a little warmer, but I'll get to that later. So looking more at tonight, it's going to stay partly cloudy with low winds, and it's going to stay kind of humid because it was a little wet out there earlier today, and that's going to keep that humidity going throughout the night. So as you can see, the sun has just set. It's just setting as I'm speaking right now, so you can head on out and see that sunset because it is not that bad outside. But that's all I have for you right now. But later tonight, I'll be going over the weather for the rest of Ohio and into the week. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Abby. We continue with our coverage with updates on the train derailment in East Palestine.
Our correspondent Anthony Leonardi is here with more information on the situation. Hi, Anthony.
Thanks, guys. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg is calling on major railroads to join a voluntary hazard reporting system. He sent letters directly to 7 CEOs, including Norfolk Southern's. Buttigieg wants them to join the confidential close call reporting system, which allows workers to report safety hazards.
Over on our side in the Department of Transportation, we're focusing on lessons learned when it comes to rail safety. The reality is that the freight rail industry has wielded a lot of power in Washington, but this is a moment when I believe we can raise the bar in terms of what we expect and what we require from freight railroads so that fewer communities have to go through what the people of East Palestine are dealing with right now.
According to scientists, the high levels of chemicals that were exposed in East Palestine pose potential long-term health risks. They came to this conclusion after analyzing data from the pollutants released by the derailment from the Environmental Protection Agency. The studies show that 9 of the dozens of chemicals are more prominent than they normally would be in that area, and if they linger, then they could cause more problems for East Palestine residents. And while visiting East Palestine, Ohio Governor Mike DeWine suffered a leg injury. DeWine was in East Palestine with other state and federal officials to provide necessary attention after the train derailment on February 3rd. The injury happened on the steps of First Church of Christ and is believed to be an upper ankle injury. This will require him to wear a boot on his left foot for multiple weeks.
The people of East Palestine will not have to figure out what comes next for them on their own. We are in this together, as I've said from day one. And at the same time, I want you all to know that we are holding Norfolk Southern accountable for putting this community in harm's way.
The EPA has announced that a Lorain County site will be chosen as one of 4 sites to dispose of the derailment waste. EPA Administrator Deborah Shore said the 2 facilities in East Liverpool and Vickery do not have the capacity to handle all of the waste from the cleanup. Ross Incineration Services, Inc. in Grafton joins 2 other locations in Ohio, Heritage Thermal in East Liverpool, which is only 20 miles from East Palestine, and Waste Management's Vickery location. The other site is located in Rochdale, Indiana. The EPA also sent out a press release just a little earlier today announcing the opening of their new Welcome Center in East Palestine. The center is meant to provide residents with one-stop shop information regarding ongoing response efforts and the current situation with the train derailment. Other information will include indoor and outdoor air screenings and residential and business cleaning services. For more updates on East Palestine, check out kentwire.com. Reporting for TV2 News, I'm Anthony Leonardi.
The Supreme Court presented oral arguments on Biden's loan forgiveness plan today. More on the deliberations ahead.
Americans give their opinions on the U.S. economy, how citizens are reacting.
Tomorrow's news leaders.
Today's top stories.
From an award-winning student newsroom.
This is TV2 News, truly Portage County.
Welcome back. The Supreme Court heard arguments on President Joe Biden's student loan forgiveness program this morning. The plan, which cancels up to $20,000 of student debt for each borrower who qualifies, has been on hold as it makes its way through the courts.
In one case, 6 Republican-led states say they would be harmed financially if the program goes into effect. And the other involves 2 borrowers in Texas who don't fully qualify for debt forgiveness.
What I think they argue that is missing is cost to other persons in terms of fairness, for example, people who've paid their loans, people who don't have planned their lives around not seeking loans, and people who are not eligible for loans in the first place.
During the hearing, several advocacy groups held rallies in favor of student debt cancellation at the steps of the Supreme Court today.
Some of the arguments during the protests were how students have the right to learn and they deserved their relief now.
So we can stand here to show the justices of the Supreme Court that we need relief, and we need relief now. And we need to let them know again that today is a great day to cancel student debt. And we will not be subdued because of some sham lawsuits and partisan politics. We, as the American people, deserve this student debt cancellation.
Roughly 50 million people across the Northeast are under winter weather alerts today as a storm brought tornadoes and damaging winds into the region. Boston and New York City are on track for their biggest snow events with 4 to 6 inches of snow and ice expected in the area.
As some Northeast residents get their first taste of snow this season, a new storm system is hitting the West Coast with more snow, high winds, and unusually cold temperatures. But for Kent, we have our weather anchor, Abby Forbes. Hi, Abby.
Yeah, thanks, Josh. As you were saying, severe winter weather has been impacting the Northeast. Luckily here in Ohio, we're not feeling those conditions as severely. So let's take a look at what's going on around Ohio. So looking more to the west in Sandusky and Mansfield and Worcester, it's in the lower 40 region, and up in Cleveland it is 39. So still around the same. Over here in Kent, it's 40, as I said earlier, and down in Canton and Youngstown, it's 42 and 41. Up in Ashtabula by the lake, it is a little bit chillier at 37, but still all around the same area. Moving more out further into Ohio, over more towards the west in Lima, it's 45, Dayton 48, and down in Cincinnati, it's actually up at 51, which is pretty nice. More in the middle of Ohio, it's at 47 and 48 in Athens. So looking ahead at our 7-day, tomorrow it is going to get up to 65, but the low is going to be 39, so still around what we were feeling today with that. And as you can see, the clouds are going to continue throughout the week and even into next week. We're not really going to get rid of those clouds just yet, but we are going to get a little bit warmer temperatures before it drops down to 45, 42, 41, and then back up to 46 over the weekend. And when it is on Saturday, it is going to be a little snowy in the morning and a little bit rainy the night before, which might freeze as it drops to 30 Saturday morning. So just be careful of that if you are going out this weekend. There is going to be a little bit of snow, and we are going to get a little bit of that chilly temperatures that they were talking about earlier. So other than that, I've been Abby Forbes. That's all the weather I have for you today, but have a great evening, Portage County.
Thank you, Abby. Americans are not feeling confident about the current and future U.S. economy. The Conference Board reports its index fell to roughly 103 in February, going down from 106 last month. And according to Refinitiv consensus estimates, it's lower than economists predicted. Rising interest rates and concerns about a potential recession could be behind the drop.
Target's decision to cut prices is paying off. Holiday quarter sales rose nearly 1% compared to the same period the year prior. Target says consumers spent more money on food, beauty, and household essentials. The retailer expects sales to range from a low single decline to a low single-digit increase.
More than 6 million adults have heart failure in the U.S., according to the American Heart Association. Mandy Gator has more on today's Health Minute.
It's a serious condition where the heart can't pump enough blood and oxygen to meet the body's needs. The symptoms of heart failure are often treated through medication.
All of these medicines we use, they're quite successful, and they even prolong life. Well, but that's only half the story, because what about what causes heart failure? What keeps it going? None of these medicines address that.
A new study published in the Journal of the American College of Cardiology finds cell therapy involving adult stem cells from bone marrow administered directly into an inflamed heart through a catheter could result in a long-term 58% reduced risk of heart attack and stroke in severe heart failure patients.
It works along with the treatments that we already have. So you can imagine we keep everybody going and doing better with the medicine, and now we have a treatment that actually addresses the cause and quiets everything down.
The researchers say their findings should be considered hypothesis generating in that they show this cell therapy concept could work, but clinical trials would be needed to specifically confirm the effects of these stem cells on heart attack, stroke, and other health events.
This line of investigation really has a great future. And I can see that with a confirmatory trial, we can bring this kind of treatment into the mainstream.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The U.S. Energy Department has announced what they believe is the cause of the COVID-19 pandemic. They said with low confidence that the outbreak was caused by an accidental laboratory leak in China. Some scientists believe that the virus jumped from live mammals to humans. Others say that it originated in the lab, which researched coronavirus after an accident. Clear evidence has not yet been confirmed to determine which theory is correct.
Keeping up with coronavirus updates, Hong Kong is finally dropping its masks mandate after almost 3 years of both indoor and outdoor use in public. For the past 3 years, Hong Kong and neighboring Macau both followed China's strict zero-COVID policy. Macau dropped its mask restrictions on Monday, and Hong Kong is following its steps. The mandate will be lifted on Wednesday, and people can now do their own risk assessment to determine if they want to wear one or not. From 2 Chainz to Quavo, we are just hours away from knowing who will be the next star to kick off Flash Fest for Kent State.
Let's go to the movies, see some of the newest films coming to a theater near you in March.
And now, your TV2 Sports Report.
Kent State basketball will be taking on the Ohio Bobcats later tonight, and that is not the only excitement viewers can expect.
During halftime, USG will announce this year's artist for Kent State's annual Flash Fest. Students can download the Flash Perks app for pre-sale ticket access to the event. The first 250 students to purchase tickets are guaranteed floor seats to the concerts.
So Josh, we have Flash Fest announcement. I'm really excited about that, but we also are playing against Ohio State University.
That's right. This is a must-win for this Golden Flashes team, and we actually have Michael Neenan live at the Mack Center right now. What's going on, Michael?
How's it going, Portage County? I'm Michael Neenan, and I'm here at the Mack Center to tell you about tonight's game. That's right. The Kent State men's basketball team is here at home to take on the University of Ohio Bobcats. Coming off a win against Bowling Green, the Flashes are set to take on the Bobcats, and they want to continue their home win streak, which is currently at 20 and is the second longest in the country. Now, for the stakes, the Flashes, they are actually capable of taking the 1 seed in the MAC conference right now, provided Central Michigan gets the upset win against the Toledo Rockets. Now, the Ohio Bobcats are struggling on the road. They currently have a 2-6 record in conference play away. But, hopefully the Flashes can get the win tonight. The tip-off is at 7 p.m. Be sure to catch the game on ESPN+. Also, the university sent out an email notifying students that their third-party ticket page, Audience View, has experienced a security breach. Any tickets bought online may be invalid, and so you may need to come early to go buy your tickets again. Now, I do want to say, Sincere Carey, I think he's going to have a good game tonight, but because he's receiving most of the defensive attention, I think Malik Jacobs will have a good game himself. He's currently averaging almost 3 steals a game, and he's coming off a 19-point performance against Bowling Green. I'm going to go on a whim here and say he drops 20 points tonight. I'm feeling good about him, and I think he's going to continue his hot streak from last game. Now, moving on to the other side, I think a player to look out for would be Dwight Wilson III. Dwight Wilson is currently averaging 16 and 9 for the Bobcats, and he's coming off a 27-point game against the Flashes the last time they played. I don't think that's a fluke. I think he's going to have a good game tonight. He's currently shooting 62% from the field, and I expect he's going to have another big game tonight because the Bobcats are going to need it if they hope to break the Flashes' home win streak. Now moving on to some NHL news, a blockbuster trade was announced this afternoon between the Chicago Blackhawks and the New York Rangers. The Blackhawks are sending left winger Patrick Kane to the Rangers for a 2nd-round pick and a 4th-round pick. Additionally, the Arizona Coyotes will be taking on part of Kane's contract as a third party, but will be receiving a 3rd-round pick as compensation. Now, currently it is unknown if Patrick Kane will be able to make his debut against the Flyers tomorrow. And, well, That's all I have for today. Be sure to follow our Twitter at TV2 KSU Sports for all sports-related updates within the area. I'm Michael Neenan. Have a great day, Portage County.
For all the breakfast food fans, you might want to have a second breakfast today after hearing what National Day it is. Welcome back. It's time for a sweet breakfast treat all day long because Tuesday is National Pancake Day. The breakfast chain IHOP started National Pancake Day in 2006 as a way to raise money for charity by giving patrons an incentive to leave a charitable donation.
From 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., you can get a free stack of IHOP's original buttermilk pancakes. And in exchange, it's suggested you leave a donation to help children battling critical illness. IHOP changes the exact date of National Pancake Day each year, but it always happens sometime near the end of February or the beginning of March. And Hollywood has a quintet of action-packed movies heading to theaters in March. CNN's Rick Damigella has a preview.
Michael B. Jordan steps back in the ring and behind the camera to star in and direct Creed 3. The bell rings March 3rd.
This is Commander Mills. My ship was hit by an undocumented asteroid.
Adam Driver crash lands on an unfamiliar world populated by prehistoric creatures in 65. The fight to survive begins March 10th.
Hey, Khaleesi!
Billy Batson and his super-powered siblings are back in Shazam! Fury of the Gods. The sequel to the 2019 DC movie flies into theaters March 17th.
I'm going to need a gun.
Welcome back, Mr. Wick. Keanu Reeves returns as the well-dressed assassin in John Wick Chapter 4. The contract goes out March 24th.
We're thieves, but we help the wrong person steal the wrong thing and unleash the greatest evil the world has ever known.
Chris Pine and Michelle Rodriguez will need to make critical roles during their adventure in Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves. The game begins March 31st. Getting an extra-large popcorn in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
So, Nuried, I'm wondering, are you excited to see any movies coming to theaters soon?
I honestly kind of excited about the Shazam movie about DC. Like, I'm more of a Marvel girl, but like DC movies are also really nice.
I feel that. Ever since the Batman came out, I've kind of been, a little turning towards DC, but we'll see how good it is.
We'll see how it goes. Well, that's all the time we have for you today. Thank you so much for joining us.
For updates on all these stories and more, visit our website at kentwired.com and follow us on all of our social media at KentWired. I'm Josh Aponte.
And I've been Nuried Hurtado. Have a great night, Portage County.